You're listening to the Michael Baisden Show podcast.
It's all about your health today on the Michael Baisden Show. This is a feature that we started many, many years ago when I tried to eat healthy. And I have eaten healthy, although George always jokes with me about my vegan lasting about, 3 days. I did a really good.
I said it lasted 13. I didn't say it lasted.
But it did. I eat a lot less meat than I used to. I used to eat bacon almost every day, even if it's turkey bacon. Meat is meat. And so I stopped eating turkey bacon for breakfast. And so I just tried to eat healthier overall. And the reason why that's important is that I want to look good and I want to be able to perform well.
Well, at least you're performing well.
Okay. Wow, George. Wow.
The importance of our health, is something that for whatever reason, man, we talk about it a lot. We do New Year's resolutions, but are we eating healthier? Are we getting healthier? And we talked about that today, not just in terms of diet, but whether or not we know the status of the people that we're laying down with. The HIV thing is exploding, man. It's really getting big, even in Atlanta. The numbers are through the roof. In fact, the CDC is thinking about doing a program with me where they're bringing me in to go around the city to talk about how big a problem this still is in the Atlanta area.
You would think in 2018 that people would understand that, wrap it up, be safe, and that's not the case. People are still playing Russian roulette.
And the crazy thing is these diseases are mostly growing among seniors. So it's those over 60 that are getting their groove on, and they're not protecting themselves.
And you know what?
That's because of the rise in Viagra and Cialis and all these other enhancing drugs that let men do things longer.
Yeah, and not only that, I think if they're in married relationships, the spouses at that age are thinking, oh, he ain't doing nothing out there. Women, you better be careful.
Well, at that age, I mean, look at our president. He's out there having unprotected sex.
With adult porn stars.
At 70.
At 70 years old.
Yeah.
I forget Hugh Hefner, what he was doing for 96 years.
Well, at least Hugh was Hugh was doing it too.
Just principle.
But we don't know whether or not Hugh
His girls were clean, though, boy. You don't know about Hugh. His girls were clean.
Boy, wasn't they clean.
But the weight issue, the health issue, that's all something we need to talk about. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Check out the show, Your Body's Your Temple, on the Michael Baisden Show. Shout out to all my folks out there jogging, rowing, skateboarding, swimming,
dancing.
Yoga, hot yoga, cold yoga. Welcome back to the Michael Baisden Show. Hey, check this out. We want you all to be healthy. This is serious business. We need you all to be healthy. So for all of you all out there listening to the show today, it's a series that I've been doing for many years called Your Body is Your Temple. And I came up with this concept because, of course, it was a spiritual saying. It says in the Bible, your body is your temple, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know if we're treating our bodies like our temples. Now, Dominique works out. I try to get my workout in. George has challenged me to many fitness challenges. We'll get into that later. Dominique is doing, Tanisha's trying to do her thing in terms with her health as well.
My hard thing is consistency. I will admit, I'll start and I'll go hardcore. I'm either on one end of the spectrum where I'm doing the most, and then I'm on the other end where I'm doing the least.
Heart disease is a big problem. And I don't think people realize, Dominique, it's killing a lot of women.
And this is what we don't think about, because heart disease means heart attack, stroke, high blood pressure. All of these things come under the category of heart disease, and that's about moving. Just walking would make a difference.
And I had a conversation with you guys about this before, about how the friend of mine she's beautiful. She's a great woman, but she's not happy with the way she put on. It's important for me to tell you all that. She's not happy with the way she put on. So her husband asked her to lose weight. She agreed to lose weight. She didn't lose weight. Now he's threatening to leave. It's easy for us to say he's shallow, but can we be honest about something, George? We're very visual creatures as men, and women are visual creatures as well. It's almost like a broken agreement for many of us when our partners don't maintain themselves.
I will say that Kenny and I have struggled with this. I've struggled with my weight through our marriage, and I had to realize when he was addressing my weight, it was because he wants his life partner to live a long life, and my children want their mother there. So he has to tell me, time and time again to take care of myself.
When I say your body's your temple, it means we just need to treat our bodies better. On the phone line with us right now, I got my girl Elaine in the house. Elaine, what's up? How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
What's up, lady? So what do you say about obesity, whether or not you should leave your partner if they're not in shape, won't get in shape, ain't trying to get in shape? What do you say?
Well, I feel like this. When you first marry somebody, you both put in a commitment to one another.
Right.
So if you having money problems, you sit down and communicate and work that out. But the thing is, if you sit down and communicate about getting all that straightened out, and because one is gaining weight, then you need to figure out what's going on, that this one is gaining weight. Could it be a worry? Could it be something wrong at work? Let's work this out. Let's walk and talk. Let's exercise together. Because if you made a commitment, that's crazy if a man's going to leave a woman, because the next one out there, when you're going to go to another one. Then when they get big, you're going to leave. You're going to be leaving the rest of your life, all your problems.
Okay.
You might as well stay home where it's cheaper.
Let me say this. I understand where you're coming from. Let's just say hypothetically, I'm just creating a hypothetical. You're on different schedules, and he can't work out with you or she can't work out with you, and it's up to you to do it on your own. Then what?
Okay, then we can communicate. We still communicate, whether you're at work at different times and I'm at work at different times. That communication got to be there. It got to be strong, and you got to be able to talk about what's going on.
Okay.
Still.
Well, how does that transfer to you going to work out?
They still say, well, okay, honey, I got to work out at a certain time. I got to go walking. So is it possible that we can start paying a babysitter or drop the baby off?
No. You're missing my point, Elaine. I got to say this to everybody listening to the show. Hold on for me 1 second. This is not about whether or not your partner is willing to do it with you. The question is whether or not you're willing to do it for yourself and by yourself, and that's what I'm talking about. I got Duvall on right now. Duvall, maybe you heard where we were coming from with that last call, man. What do you say? How you doing?
I'll say no. You don't leave her just because they can't lose weight. I think because there's other problems that's going on.
Duvall, let me set this up for you. One person is health conscious. They've decided, you know what? I want to be healthy. I want to live longer. I want to have a better life. Because lifestyle is very important in choosing a mate. And sometimes one person decides to move on with their lifestyle to be healthier. Your wife decides she wants to be healthy. You decide you want to continue to eat unhealthy. You don't think that's a problem?
Maybe, it'll be a problem there in a little while.
Yeah, I love your vote of confidence, brother. you sound committed to that. Where's my girl Sandy at? Sandy, what's going on? How you doing?
Hi, Mike. How are you?
Good. What are your thoughts on this? Talk to me.
My thoughts is this. It's no different than someone being a drug addict. If that person is not ready to lose their weight, they're just not going.
Oh, wow. I lost Sandy. Hey, Sandy, I'm sorry, sweetie. I got James on. What's up, James?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I married my wife, regardless of whether she put on weight or not. I'm not going to leave her. She's one in a million.
I heard that.
I love her to death. If I gain weight, well, me being a little older, she's already told me she wants me to be healthy because she wants to keep me around.
She's one in a million, but what if she weighed 1 in a million?
That's still, I didn't marry her weight.
I got it. It was just funny. I'm sorry. It's funny the way you said it, Tanisha.
She almost made me choke. That was
people
very
say
sneaky
that.
of you, Tanisha.
Well, I'm just saying people say that, but the truth is, and I'm a plus-size woman, and my weight does affect our relationship.
Great point. We come back with your calls. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, excuse that 1 in a million comment. That does not reflect the Michael Bailey Show, our affiliates, or our sponsors. Hey, my girl Sandy's on. Sandy, how you doing?
I'm good, Mike. How are you? I'm so glad I got your show. I love your show.
Thank you. What's on your mind, lady?
You guys are awesome. I simply would say, Mike, it's not about the marriage. It's not about the couple. It's about the individual. As I was trying to say before, it's sort of being an addict. If that person is not ready to lose weight, they're just not going to do it. But if you're in a marriage and you have someone that's overweight, I don't think you should leave them because they're overweight, but I do think you should leave them if they're not making some type of attempt to make themselves healthy, to make themselves lose weight, to get in a better position to be healthy, because if not, then it's going to backflash on you. You'll become, what that saying, you are what you become, you hang around.
I'm going to play devil's advocate. Let me talk to you for a second.
Exactly.
Let me just say this. A lot of people will say that if you leave that person because even if they refuse to lose weight, you don't love them enough. And that's not love if you lose them. What do you say to those people?
I say that's bull crap. It's not that I don't love you. It's that I love you enough to let you free so that I don't die by trying to keep you from losing weight.
Ladies and gentlemen, hold on. We got to talk about fibroids as well. Of course, that's diet related. Everything that we put into our bodies is contributing to or getting rid of disease. And I don't think people understand that, man. We're talking about your body's your temple, talking about your weight. I got Chris on the line. Chris, what made you call into the show, man? What's up?
I don't know. This is just a controversial conversation that we usually have in the office all the time. Now, as far as the conversation that y'all are going through, it just depends on how, if she's willing to. If she just, I don't care, I'm just going to keep eating, then I'm probably going to have to consider like I might have to separate.
So what's happening in the workplace? You said this is a conversation you all are having in the workplace. What's happening in the workplace?
This is where we educate ourselves on food, and then we tend to read more on the labels. And when it comes to food, is your energy instead of food is just I need it. We continue to try alternatives. For instance, we were talking about this new chip where they have like kale, broccoli, and spinach. Everybody else might think, oh, that's disgusting. You don't know that until you try it.
Right.
Because I said the same thing when I saw that bag at the store. So I was like, okay, let me try it. Now I have a good alternative that I think is healthy because I read the ingredients and I read everything.
You know what I don't think people understand, and Dominique will touch on this? People think that when they're cooking with certain oils, it is healthier. Yeah. But once you heat olive oil, it becomes a carcinogenic.
Dominique, please tell me he's lying.
I'm telling you.
No, that is the truth. When you heat any oil up too high, it's going to transform it. I mean, the healthy oil is the raw, uncooked oil, avocado.
Now, Crisco's still the best.
So,
that one that
no, George.
Hold on, don't say. We don't want to get into name brand. Okay, this is
still the best though to me.
This is a very important thing. You all think because you're using these oils, be careful. One Nation, One Station is the Michael Basin Show, talking about your health, giving bad news to everybody who loves olive oil and think they can just cook it any way they want. I just gave Tanisha the worst news ever. You know what, Tanisha? I didn't know this either, that if you start heating these oils, you change it. Dominique, break it down for a little bit.
Well, I don't know the exact temperature, but if the oil is smoking, it's too hot. And it's really like a very mild saute that you can do without turning that oil into a different kind of substance. We need to think about baking and using chicken breast or vegetable broth, chicken broth, instead of oils.
Can I tell you, this is why people are so overwhelmed. This is why, because sometimes we feel like it's so much that we have to change, but we do need to make the changes.
I'm telling you, you got to educate yourself about the things that you put in your body. You know what somebody told me? If you won't put it in your mouth, don't put it on your skin.
That's actually my philosophy, too.
If they say what now?
No,
I'm going to say it again, and I'm hoping that we can keep this clean.
Risk.
If you can't put it in your mouth, don't put it on your skin, because whatever you put on your skin absorbs into your bloodstream the same way you would food. So I use all natural oils. I use coconut oil on my body. I don't use these.
Yeah, me too.
If you
coconut oil, apricot oil, because it's going to go right in your pores. It's just like you're eating it.
Okay.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, let me just say this before we talk to our callers, because I know Sandy's been on hold a long time and Marlene's hanging out with us too. But ladies and gentlemen, you got to understand this. You all need to start reading these labels of the stuff that you all are eating. You put it inside of your body.
What do they say? If you can't pronounce
If you can't pronounce it, why are you all putting this stuff on your body? Read the back of some of these lotions.
Because it tastes good.
All right.
I'm just messing with you.
As long as you're willing to pay the price.
We're paying the price. I know that.
Dominique's been holding on. Dominique, what's on your mind? Talk to me.
Well, I wanted to address the question that you started out with, which was, would I leave my mate? And
yes.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't leave my mate because, she's been down for me. I'm in the military, and we had an issue. She was taking medication, and she did gain weight. And, she got depressed and sad, how they do. We had to work some things out, and part of it is that I had her back. You know what I'm saying? I was there for her, and to let her know that I wasn't going to leave her.
Dominique, I'm sorry to cut you off. I don't know if you're African American. You're a brother, right? You're a black man?
Sure.
Okay. Well, I don't just assume that. Come on, man. Come on, bro. So what I'm saying is that in our community, and I think you will agree with this, that being overweight has become kind of our norm now. Dominique, Tanisha says this all the time. Isn't it also a health issue, man? Not just weight?
It has become. I mean, I struggle with it, too. I'm in the military, so I have to maintain my weight.
Right.
And I struggle every 6 months to be in standards for the military.
Well, it sounds like he's empathetic to her.
He is, but the rest of the world doesn't have to meet the standards of the military. So what is their incentive?
But for their relationship, what he's saying is that's why he wouldn't leave, because he has empathy, because he understands her struggle.
Her struggle. Gotcha. Anything else you want to say to the family, Neek? Good point.
I mean, we got to be compassionate. And usually if they are struggling with issues with weight, there's a root. There's a problem.
There's a root.
There's something
I
else
agree.
deeper.
I agree.
Well, thank you for your service, and thank you for your wife's service.
How about that? We're having all this conversation off the air in the studio. Tell them what just happened, George, because you called it, I didn't.
Well, I believe that Marlene was
Dominique.
Her name Marlene.
Dominique was a female.
Was speaking about her.
Got you.
Yeah. So the assumption you made when you were saying, you're a brother.
Yeah.
When she said my wife,
I missed it.
Yeah.
And Marlene, how you just going to jump in on the conversation? You're not co-hosting the Michael Basin show. Jumping all in. What's going on, lady? How you doing?
I'm okay. I've been waiting for years to get in on this.
I'm glad we got you. What's on your mind?
Well, I work in the medical field, and I work with GIs, and I think that your body is your temple, and a lot of people don't realize what you put in your mouth. That's what comes out.
That's right.
In your physique, your features.
You didn't go there, did you?
So it's the whole thing. You are what you eat.
Yeah, but
So
she didn't
basi-
have to say it that way. I mean, the whole country is listening.
Yeah,
I
she
mean,
did. She did. She
Marlene,
had said.
come on now. We know what goes in comes out, Marlene.
I'm very straightforward. That's how I am. I'm going to tell you as it is. Ain't no point in sugarcoating it because, and it's not that. A lot of people can't help it, because I'm struggling and helping someone now, a good friend of mine, and she watches how I eat and what I do and stuff, and she's copying me, and I'm fine with it.
That's good.
And got her to lose at least 80 pounds, and we still going.
Wow.
And,
So Marlene, what do you want to say to the family who's listening to the show right now? Wrap it up for me.
yes, I think you should go and make a garden out in your yard, and that way you could work out. At the same time, you could, get all this natural food from the earth to put into your body, and you won't have this problem.
You did say the earth, right?
She didn't say the herb.
No, the earth, like bird day. Yeah.
Dirt.
Mike,
Dirt.
you heard her.
What?
You heard her.
George.
You heard her when she said that. You heard her, Michael.
I love
Michael
my
Basin. You
George.
heard the lady.
I love my Jamaican family, man. Karen, how you doing? Thanks for calling. What's up?
I used to be 236 pounds.
Mm.
I'm 5'8", and my dad was diagnosed with diabetes, and so was I.
Mm-hmm.
And when the doctor said you need to exercise, the first thing I was like, exercise? What's that? Well, my dad went blind from diabetes.
Oh, wow.
And that's what turned me the other way. I was like, I don't want to be like that.
That's a good point.
Now, I did end up with neuropathy, diabetic neuropathy, which affects the nerves because I did not know I had diabetes.
Wow.
And after seeing my dad go down, I was like, I can't be like that. I have children that depend on me.
So what do you weigh? What do you weigh now, Karen?
179.
Whoa!
No, that's big. That's one of the reasons I'm so committed to health and wellness is because I was diagnosed with diabetes, and my mother has it. Of course, my father passed from complications of diabetes, and there's a lot that we can do with exercise and diet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, because my dad just passed away February 6th of 2017.
Sorry to hear that.
Sorry.
Wow.
And thank you. And it caused cardiac arrest, too, because of the complication.
What is the difference, Karen? I wanted to ask you between life at 230 and life at 170.
Well, I move much better.
Mm-hmm.
My diabetes, I no longer have it.
See?
My high blood pressure is gone.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned to eat. I'm not gonna say I don't have a cheat meal every now and then, but I eat healthy every day. And my coworkers see, is this all you eat? No, that's not all I eat. But if I want to live longer, this is what I chose to eat.
Wow.
I exercise 4 to 5 days a week. Now my goal is to become a personal trainer.
There you go.
because
That's
I've
what
been
I was
working
going
out.
to ask her. Woman, you taking the words right out of my mouth. I was going to ask you. It must feel great to be an example for women. See, a lot of people were never big in the first place to say, look at the weight I lost. But trainers, I think, and I'm not saying everybody can be a good trainer, don't get me wrong. But for someone who's lost that kind of weight dramatically can say, look, girl, I did it. Because they need to know that it's possible. Talk to me about that.
The hard part is trying to get them to see what they're doing to themselves. I have a lady who works under me. She's had 2 heart attacks,
Jeez.
a stroke. She's bleeding behind the eyes.
Oh, my God.
And when I see her, I was like, why are you eating this?
Yeah.
So I gave her some of the things that I ate. She said, I'm going to try it. I say, well, I'm going to see. I say, but don't tell me you're going to do it. Show
That's
me
right.
that you're doing it.
Can I just say this? I'm sorry we don't have a whole lot of time, Karen. We got other folks who are dying to get into the show. I just want to say this. What you just said to me is that you're literally watching people eat themselves to death.
Yes.
And this is, hold on, Karen,
Yes.
I got to get out of this break. I need you all to call in and talk about this, man. Food is killing us. When I watched the documentary film, What the Health, now, George and y'all know I did not become a vegan. I no longer eat breakfast meat. I used to have breakfast meat every day. I no longer I don't even eat meat once a month now. What do you say about this, Crystal? You've been holding on for a while. Thank you, first of all. What's on your mind?
Oh, okay. No, I was calling in about the fibroids.
Yes.
Well, I suffered with fibroids for years, and they tried everything until I just had to end up having a total hysterectomy.
See? You know, I had a friend who was on the show that said a lot of women are having these hysterectomies unnecessarily if they would just change their diet. And I got to say this, there's a lot of processed food, particularly chicken, because a lot of I got to say this to my family, a lot of us eat a lot of chicken, and we think it's healthier.
Yeah, we do.
But if you're eating unhealthy chicken,
yeah, we do.
Yeah, that's
then,
right.
you know, we got this. We have a record number of hysterectomies going on right now. Go ahead, continue to tell me your story about the hysterectomy.
But a lot of them do have a lot, but like I said, I went through a lot after I had my second child. And I went through a lot of different processes, but nothing worked. And they just said, well, you have endometriosis, and we're going to have to remove partial. But once he got in, he was like, no, it's the size of a grapefruit. We need to take it off.
Gee whiz. Wow.
So, but I wasn't mad about it. I was pretty much happy.
No,
really.
I get that. I mean, at your age, but imagine that happening at a younger age because, you know, we're going to have doctors on the show. You all know how to stay tuned throughout the show because we got to talk about whether or not you all need to be having these hysterectomies. I had a doctor on last time we did the show. She was adamant against women doing this, saying if you get your diet right, you can shrink these things. Now, I understand surgery is necessary in some cases. Wait until you all hear the doctors. Go ahead, Tanisha.
I was going to say, but we're all about the quick fix sometimes.
Yes.
Because it's easier for us to get the surgery, but if we just change our overall eating, then maybe we'll see better results.
And they're about the money. They want to get paid for those surgeries, too. And listen up, man. I asked the question off the air. I said, I bet they didn't tell you how to change your diet, did they? And she said, no, they did not. And this is what I'm talking about, man. It's all about surgery, pills. But everything that we put into our food and to our bodies is either medicine or it's causing disease, man.
Maybe the food industry and the pharmaceutical companies are in cahoots.
No, you didn't.
Because if you're getting high blood pressure, diabetes, and everything else, we get to push pills to you.
That's right. Let me just say this to everybody listening. I saw the film What the Health, and no, I did not turn 100% vegan. I realized I didn't have to. I did change my diet. I cut meat out of 80% of what I was eating. I started eating a lot more spinach. I was sauteing my spinach. Not too long, Dominique, because I didn't want to keep it in the oil too long and mess up the benefits. We got to eat different, man. You can jog all you want. Did you all see Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead? In Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, they were talking, let me put my girl Candy on. They were talking about how you can run all you want. If you drink one soda, you cannot run enough to get rid of that soda, the sugar from that soda.
You can't
just
work
that
out
one soda.
a bad
You would have
diet.
to drink 5 gallons of water to flush that one soda from your body. And most of us don't even drink 1 gallon a day.
Can we admit part of it is we're such a fast-going, fast-paced society. We want everything quick. I have to cook natural meals for my kids because it's so easy to go through a drive-through, pick something up. And that's why I got to hold myself accountable because my habits become my children's habits.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm talking
That's
about.
true.
Go ahead, George.
No, that's the thing, and that's the other reason why you started eating healthy. We're talking about mates, but we're also talking about our kids. You know, they're watching what we eat, and they're eating a lot of times what we eat.
Oh, what the hell with Candy getting on the call? We're just going to blow right past Candy.
And I'm trying to avoid candy right now anyway in my diet. You making me
real
hungry,
candy.
Candy.
You better say that to Candy.
You're
Talk to
making me
Candy.
hungry, Candy. Man.
Yes, I truly believe your body is your temple. I actually was 290 pounds.
Oh,
And
Candy.
yes, and I am not only I'm a school teacher and I have children. So I was told by my doctor that I had pre-diabetes. So I just was like, oh my gosh, I have to do something. I'm in the classroom, so children are watching me, and my own children at home were watching me, and I knew it was time for a change at 290. I didn't want to hit the scales at 300. So I went to go see a nutritionist and also my primary doctor, who is amazing. They talked about how to eat. They asked me, what did I give my children to eat? And I used to think like, oh, having breakfast with pancakes and orange juice and, I mean, just fruit.
Sugar.
Yes, and syrup. And by going to the nutritionist, I realized I had to change the way I ate.
Candy, what is your goal? What is your goal weight?
Oh, well, right now I I actually gained a little bit of weight. I was at 160, and I have to get back to 160. Yes, yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, family, for listening to the Michael Basin Show podcast, sponsored by VideoPitch.com. Go to VideoPitch.com now and be a part of our growing community of writers, video producers, and filmmakers, and get paid to share your business, opinion, and talent with the world. That's VideoPitch.com. Write it down, family. Write it down. VideoPitch.com.